Hey guys, Josh Carter here with One Objective Outdoors. In today's video, we're just going to be getting the kayak cleaned up, getting it ready for the tournament season. We're going to be starting up, heading down to Guntersville in about 2 weeks. So I'm really excited about that, getting rods and reels and lures and all this stuff ready. So it's going to be a fun trip. But anyways, basically I'm just going to be going through, showing you guys some things that I like to look out for before the season starts. Some new products that we're getting on our kayak, and then we're going to have some new stuff coming here soon. And I'm going to have a video here probably in the next week or so of basically how I set my kayak up. If you guys haven't seen on One Objective bass fishing channel, we did our 2022 setup. I'm going to go through and basically show how we travel from our car setup, all the little neat little gadgets we got for that, my trailer set up, and my kayak set up, and how I have all my tackle organized and all that. So might break that down in 2 videos, not sure, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start doing just some odd and end maintenance stuff, just checking over things, and we're gonna get this thing washed up and let it dry, and then here in the next day or so I'm gonna really start throwing some tackle in it and getting everything set up for Guntersville. So hope you enjoyed the video. Alright guys, like I said, we're going to be going through, getting it cleaned up. As you can see, it's dirty. I got some odd and end stuff. I got stuff just kind of laying in here. It actually looked worse than this a little while ago. I had just finished shooting a video from One Objective bass fishing on the Duo rail adapter plates, mounts for the H-rail system for the Hobies from Yak Attack. Highly recommend those. I think it's going to be just game changer for a lot of people that have been wanting, for one, you couldn't find, this was the original one that Yak Attack worked with Hobie for a while, and then just couldn't find them no more. So they work great, but sometimes if you got a lot of weight hanging off of it, it wants to kind of twist or lock if you don't get it tightened up, or they back off. Or these little things, yeah, they back off, and I've lost a couple of them going down the road and all that stuff. So anyways, they came out with this basically bulletproof system, I like to call it, where it's got 4 bolts and nuts, and it just tightens it down. It ain't going nowhere. So, but I'm going to move all this stuff. This is not where it's going to be at. I'm going to go pick all my tools up, and I'm basically going to pull our underseat box out, and I'm just going to pressure wash this thing and get it completely cleaned up, and go from there. But like I say, you can see it, everything's filthy. I mean, and you guys know, guys and girls that do a lot of fishing know these things just get nasty through the season. I got a few things that I want to fix on this, where we just kind of rig that up real quick for our live scope. I'm just going to put we got screws to it right now. I'm going to actually bolt it down anyways to our plate here. But one of the things I like to do too, after I pressure wash it, I'll have it lean like this, so a lot of the water will run out and run down to the bottom, is also too making sure that you ain't get no water in the hole there. So whether you got somewhere it could have a crack or something's loose or whatever, and you're getting water down in the hole. So I'm just going to go through, and a lot of times what I like to do is I'll pressure wash this first, this backside, and then I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll come up here and just check real quick, make sure I have no water, and then I'll go through here and start pressure washing. But a couple things we did, and you'll notice if you watch our One Objective bass fishing channel, is we took the rod tubes out and actually put silicone back behind there. Does really good. You don't have to have all the gaskets and all that craziness. Silicone works perfect for it. We actually got, some of the guys like to have the adapter plate, so they take the rod tube out and put an adapter plate in to have your switches and all that stuff. We like using our rod tube, so we don't use them that much, but we got a lot of customers that love to use them. So, but anyways, I'm getting off track here. I'm going to go through and get everything cleaned up, and basically I'm gonna take basically a lot of this stuff off, and I'm gonna redo my setup after fishing in it for a full year. There was some things I didn't like where it was set up, but I never changed it because I was at the tournament or whatever. So I'm just gonna change a few of these buckets around and put my cup holder back somewhere where it's kind of out of my way, and just odd and end stuff. So anyways, that's what we're gonna get into today's video. Alright guys, is it me or does this happen every time you want to go do something? You go to fire up your pressure washer, go to fire up your tiller, you go to fire up whatever, and there's something wrong. It don't matter how much maintenance you did for winter time, and you know it's going to sit for a while, but let me show you what I'm working with. So apparently my plunger is, my primer is basically coming apart. It's like Play-Doh right now. Guess who's getting ready to get on the internet and order some parts. Yep. So anyways, I'm going to be doing this the old-fashioned way with the old bucket and soap and a little rag, and I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. So anyways. Alright guys, finally got it all washed up. I didn't even want to show you the debacle I had to go through with my water hose. You've seen with the pressure washer, but then I had an O-ring missing on my spigot or my sprayer. It's just been a nightmare. So I got frustrated and didn't even really show you much of the cleaning, but y'all know how to clean a kayak. So anyways, got everything scrubbed down. Went through, make sure. Now you'll see this is a little wet, but I actually had the top open when I was spraying because I was spraying around the seal here, getting that cleaned. But got a few things I could get out here. Look, a couple leaves and some fishing line. Get that out. That trash. But anyways, so next what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to go through and I want to check every single screw. Some might think that's kind of stupid or whatever, but it's stuff that I like to make sure is right on the water, because I'm always going to take is one of those to come loose and cause the O-ring to leak. If you get a little bit of water in the back, it's going to go in the hole. I go through, I check all my H-rail bolts. Like I said, I check all my screws there. I check everything here, make sure I got a good seal there for my transducer. And like I say, go through and check all my screws here. It's just stuff that you're trying to control out on the water. Will one screw loose on that cause everything to go awry? Probably not. It's just I know at the beginning of the year that everything that is on this kayak has, you know, a tight bolt, tight screw. I'm going to go over the mount here. I'm going to check the front bolts there, check the back screws, check my quick release, make sure everything is good to go. On my connections here for my plug, I'm going to go in under there. I'm just going to make sure that everything looks good. There's nothing loose, because stuff happens. When they're riding around on a trailer, bouncing around, stuff comes loose. So also while I got it, I noticed one thing on here. I guess it's been sitting outside. I got one wire that's getting corrosion in it, so I need to clean that up. Make sure all my transducer cables and wires are good to go. Clean them off, clean them up, blow them off. That's for the live scope. And then, you know, just go through and make sure everything's good to go. And then I'm going to go over and look at my seat. I'll show you that guy in just a second. All right, as I'm putting my seat in here, I'll do this one-handed and hold the camera. It's not that great. Alright, so some stuff you want to check is your lines here. Make sure you ain't got no fraying. I mean, you'll see a little spots here and there where it looks like it's just just how the rope is. But I mean, like, significant fraying. You don't want none of that. Issue I ran into this year was with this. It just came off, you know. So, I mean, it's easy fix. You just put it right back on there. But just odd and end things that you want to make sure aren't messed up, you know. And even if you bought a brand new one, I recommend just going through and tightening everything up. I mean, you know, some days they just don't get everything tight. So, I mean, there's a couple we had to tighten up on ours. So, brand new, or you've had it for a couple years, just go through and check everything. You know, I check all my straps, making sure that, you know, these are tight, because this is what straps in the underbox, the under seat box that we have. So, and then go through, make sure all of your rudder cables work, your skeg cable works, and your transducer. And that's basically it on just maintenance stuff. You know, you can put your rudder and all that stuff down and just turn your handles, make sure everything's good there, make sure no cables happen to break, you know, just sitting there. Something stupid happened, you know. If it can happen, it's gonna happen. So but like I say, just going over everything, making sure everything's good. I got the Hobie cart on this one. Once the Yak Attack cart comes out, I'm going to get that instead. This is okay, but man, it is hard to you got to unload your kayak basically, put that one on. So, but for what I do around here, I'll just put it on my, if, you know, I'm at the house and need to roll it off, do anything, I'll just put it on under there and roll it right off my trailer. But anyways, yak attack one will be going on there once we get that. And then I'll just go through this mount here. I'll check my power pole bolts. I'll check all my bolts here, making sure I have nothing rusting or anything like that that could, you know, cause a problem later on. And then after, I mean, I have no water up there, so I really don't pull these plugs out, not unless I just get a pile of water. Most of the time I still try to get a cup or a sponge to get it out if I do get some in there, but I haven't since we fixed a few things on here. And this is something else to do on your maintenance, is I can't really get the camera in there, but if you open this box up and where the shaft goes from here to here, so you can see the shaft right there, okay? Take that apart, and maybe me and James will do a video on this here soon, but take this apart and make sure these are tight, make sure that screw is tight, and there's a collar on here that you want to make sure that isn't pulling apart. And if it is, you can put a clamp on it. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not right there. We got a clamp on it. Mine wasn't, James's was, and he noticed a little bit of tension and like it was getting off kilter when he was trying to use the 360. Now, between here and here is a pipe with like a clear tubing on it. It's basically where it's connecting everything together. They had zip ties on mine and James's. We went and put hose clamps on there, and that's where my water leak was coming. I was getting a major water leak, like my whole at Texas when we were there last year at Fork. I thought I was gonna sink it, but if you looked, well, I can't show you, but on there the tubing was whole disformed. So put hose clamps on there. I haven't had a leak since, and I know guys do get cracks and stuff like that, but I haven't had no water in my hole since then. So but that's something to definitely, if you get a brand new, and that's something I would just do immediately. Me and James might do a video for that here soon. But other than that, I mean, everything else on this looks good. All my cables look good. So I think it's ready to go ahead and start getting tackle ready, getting tackle in it. How I'm going to set it up for the year, moving some things around with my boxes, and putting all these Yak Attack Duo adapter mounting plates on here. So and then, like I say, we're gonna have a few new products coming out here soon, so you can check those out on One Objective. So I think all the maintenance stuff's, you know, going through. I will be going over, one I did forget about that, I will be going over my 360 here. I'm gonna clean it up. It's really dirty, so I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm just gonna go over everything, make sure my pins are good, make sure the fins look good, gear, you know, just, you know, everything's good on it. Like here, you can see where I'm gonna scrape something pretty good there, but I just want to go over everything, make sure everything's good and tight, no issues, because, you know, on the water you don't have no issues that's going to ruin your day, because we know how it is in fishing tournaments. Everything's a mindset, so you don't want to get in the wrong state of mind when you're out there. You just want to be focused on what you're doing, and that's fishing. Wow, the sun's starting to come out now. But anyways, that's basically it on that. If you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, and like I say, make sure you check out oneobjectivebf.com for all your kayak rigging accessories and all that. Y'all know that that's our other channel. If you haven't, make sure you go over and hit the subscribe button there as well, because we got a lot of products that are going to come out, and it's, you know, like I say, it's rigging season. We've had some new boats in the shop. We got some really cool things that's in the works right now. Got a couple of new things that's in the works for the Hobie PA systems, hopefully maybe for the Outback. I'm not real sure on that one, but anyways, we'll be doing some testing on that product down at the Bass Nation Kayak Series event on Gunnersville, and the championship on Chickamauga. So that ain't but like a week, 2 weeks after that event. So we're really excited to get down there. But like I say, just make sure everything's good to go on this. I'm excited to get back out in this Hobie again, excited to get back on the water and fishing, you know, competitively. I know the last several videos where I was out in the bass boat, I was sucking it up pretty good. I was catching fish, but it was sucking it up pretty bad. So hopefully we'll have some good content for you here soon. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below if there's something else that you normally check over on your kayak before the season gets going. So Talk to you later, guys. See you.